So we are outside here in beautiful Ontario, Canada, and we have a beautiful pine tree, and it's the month of December, so it's winter. And pine, also known as evergreens, is the only tree that stays green throughout the winter season. So when we do a simmer pot, finding evergreens and pine is actually very good for their aromas as well as spiritual cleansing. So what we want to do is we want to take a moment to thank the tree and the nature spirits and try to find some pine that's naturally fallen on the ground. Oh, here we go. So we have some pine right here, and I'm gonna pick this up. We're gonna put this in the simmer pot. Sometimes you can find little branches here and there. Otherwise, if you do decide to pick it from the tree, make sure you find one that's on the edge, and then you always ask permission from the tree, and then you give it thanks and gratitude for its service to humanity. So we're gonna pick these up. There's different types of pine. There's different types of trees. I will go over there and we'll see if we can find some pine needles and that type of tree to add to the simmer pot. But for now, we're just gonna go with these. So, as I can see on the ground, there's already some on the ground. So this will be actually good for the simmer pot. They're longer pine needles from this type of tree. It's a beautiful tree, so we thank you, tree spirits, nature spirits, for your service to humanity, and we take of thy tree in love and gratitude. So we're going to add this to our simmer pot. So usually we wash the evergreens, making sure that they're clean, that they don't have anything on them, and we do this with hot water. This is just so we have a cleaner effect for the simmer pot without any debris. What?
Remove the bugs.
And if there are any bugs, unfortunately, we'll remove them. Welcome back. I am now inside, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing a Christmas simmer pot, and I have all the ingredients here, and we are going to make this together. Not only is a simmer pot very lovely for its aroma, its natural potpourri properties that are going to be released. It can also be used in Kitchen Witchery for intentions, cleansings, and any type of spell work that you so choose to craft. So this is my personal recipe. You can look online. There are thousands of Christmas simmer pots combinations. I've chosen this because these are my favorite elements, and they all have a basic magical property element to it that I'm going to be doing for personal manifestation, cleansing, and prosperity. Now, I do apologize if I sound kind of nasally. I currently have a really bad sinus infection, and I've been ill prior with tonsillitis. So the end of November, the beginning of December, I've been fighting tonsillitis, now sinus infection, and it's just been a very tough time. So I thought I would do this video not only because it's lovely to show how to do a simmer pot, but we're going to do a simmer pot for cleansing and for health and prosperity, because nature always provides for us. So I just want to show you the ingredients that I've chosen for this. So here we have some lovely sage, and sage is going to be one of the ingredients. And I'm going to list all of the magical properties of each ingredient right after this, but I'm just going to show you what they are. So this is sage, and then we have some fresh rosemary. So we have some rosemary right here, and we have some lovely star Anise, if I'm pronouncing that right. Beautiful natural herb. Then we have some cloves right here. These are some beautiful large cinnamon sticks. And then this is actually nutmeg, the actual whole kernel nut right here. Now, traditionally in simmer pots, a lot of people love to use oranges. They're usually the go-to fruit for simmer pots, especially during Christmas time. I've chosen this combination just as a personal preference for myself. I actually prefer the smell of grapefruit to oranges, so that's why I have grapefruit instead of oranges right here. We want to have some nice citrus smells for cleansing and purification, so we got lemon right here. And then we have an apple, which I'm going to cut in half. We got some vanilla extract and some pink Himalayan sea salt. Then of course, every simmer pot, especially in the holiday season, would not be complete without beautiful cranberries. So these are some frozen cranberries that I defrosted, that I got at my local grocery store, and they're going to be amazing, not only for color, but for aroma in the simmer pot. Now, usually when we do Christmas/Yule simmer pots for the holiday season, we want to have some kind of evergreens. Now, depending on where you live in the world, it may not always be feasible to get evergreens, aka pine, but because I live in Canada, in Ottawa, Ontario, I just have to literally go outside. I mean, I live in the city and there are tons of trees, pine trees, evergreens everywhere. Now this is some pine right here, and then this is a different type of pine, like more like pine needles. Now in my previous clip, went outside and I made sure that I found these that were already on the ground, just to, you know, be respectful, especially if you are any type of magical practitioner. We want to make sure that we give gratitude and thanks to the nature spirits as well as the tree spirits. So if you are taking of trees, make sure you get their permission and then you give them thanks and gratitude, perhaps an offering at a later date. But what I did is I found these on the ground, so I still did my gratitude and thanks. Later on, I'm going to go out and put a little bit of tobacco on the trees that I took these from, like they were already on the ground, just as an extra offering, because I'm actually very in tune with the nature spirits, and you can never, you know, be too grateful. So making sure that Mother Nature is happy with you. So these are all the ingredients for the simmer pot. Now, I have this beautiful kind of like Paderno Dutch oven kind of pot. You don't need to have something as fancy as this. It could be just a regular pot, stainless steel, it doesn't really matter. But you need something to put all the ingredients in. Then you just need a measuring cup to pour in the water, and maybe a spoon if you're putting in elements. Now, what I wanted to mention is that if you don't have like these types of fresh ingredients, you can always use these other types of ingredients. So for example, if you don't use whole cloves, you can just go into your spice rack and just use regular cloves. Just an example. It's the same thing with nutmeg. You can use nutmeg in its powdered form. Now you can use it in kernels or you can use it in powder, like the regular spice. And it's the same thing with cinnamon. This is some cinnamon spice as opposed to cinnamon sticks. And if you can't find large cinnamon sticks, you can always use, if you can see here, like smaller ones. It really doesn't matter. So it's just to show you that you can use whatever you have in your spice cabinet. You know, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just whatever you have at your disposal. Today, this is what I've chosen to be the Christmas / Yule Simmer Pot that I'm going to be making today. So what we need to do is we need to put in all of the ingredients into the pot, making sure that it fits, and then we're going to pour in probably 2 to 3 cups of water, making sure that it's not filled up to the rim, just like midway. And then we're going to bring it to a high boil for approximately a minute and a half, and then we're going to lower it down to simmer, because the key element to a simmer pot is to make sure that it simmers. And we're going to simmer this for 4 to 6 hours to kind of cleanse the aroma in the kitchen and the house. So I'm starting this at around 1:12 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. And you know, when we put it down to simmer, probably medium heat, it's just to make sure that the aroma is just kind of like continue to spread its flavor around the house. So let's start to put in the ingredients. We can just put them in like this: sage, rosemary, there we go, the little stars, there we go, cinnamon sticks, okay, and then the nutmeg, and then the cloves. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna put the grapefruit. I've only chosen two slices. It's up to you how many you want to put. And then the cranberries. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the apple, and I'm going to actually trim the evergreens so they can fit better into the simmer pot. Okay, so I, with my knife, cut the apples into some slices, and we can put the apples in there now. There we go. And then again with the evergreens, I just kind of cut it in smaller pieces here so they can fit nicely. Go. And we don't have to use them all if we see that it's going to be overflowing. So the last 2 ingredients are vanilla extract. So you can put half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We'll do that right now. Okay, so I put a little bit of vanilla extract, and then we're just going to drizzle it in the simmer pot. Okay. And then a pinch of Himalayan sea salt. We're just gonna put that in there. Okay. So as you can see, I'll try to put it in a nice presentation here if I can. There we go. So we have all of the ingredients ready for the simmer pot. Now we're just going to fill our mug with water, and then we're just going to pour it in. Okay, so now I have my water, and we're going to start to make sure that this is all in properly. Okay, then we're going to start pouring our water. Okay, so I'm going to need more. And just a little more. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're not overdoing it, so make sure that it's a little bit more than midway. There we go. So just pour however many cups of water that's going to measure with your cup, with your type of pot. Okay, so that's pretty much covering midway. So we're gonna bring this to a boil. So we're gonna put this on high, okay? And then we're gonna, you know, you wanna be mindful, you wanna kind of like stay around in the area. Make sure that when it comes to a boil that you're only leaving it at a boil not more than a minute, because we really don't wanna overcook or burn the ingredients. This is meant to simmer for several hours. It's meant to be, you know, all about the aroma, about the potpourri, about the scent. So we really don't want to have any types of burning. So we bring this to a boil, and then we're going to probably put it down to medium at a simmer, or maybe just up to 5. And we are going to let this simmer so we can bring out the natural aromas of the ingredients that we have here. And it's starting to look really pretty. You can take a spoon you can make sure that everything is out. You can't see all of the ingredients. Sometimes you want to bring out a couple of the natural ingredients so it can be visually pretty. So you can mix it a little bit. So I'm just going to bring out the cinnamon sticks a bit. And there we go. So that's visually pretty. So there we go. Okay. So now we wait for this to boil. So while our simmer pot is going up to a boil, let's review some of the magical properties associated with each ingredient that you can use within your spell work, manifestation, or intentions. So these are the common definitions and properties for each ingredient, and then you can craft your own manifestation, motivation, and or spell for whatever purpose. For myself, I'm just, you know, really asking the natural ingredients to purify my home, purify my aura and myself, and to help me to regain health and vitality, and to overcome these colds that I've been fighting since the end of November. So take a gander at these beautiful definitions. Okay, my dear Stardust, we have achieved boiling for our Christmas simmer pot, and it is still on high. Again, we don't want to leave it like this for too long, so it's been about a minute, but I just wanted to show you the boiling point. Lots of the vapors are coming out. So now we want to achieve a simmer. So I'm actually going to put it on 5, just below, 1 below medium. Okay. So I'm just going to gently mix around just slightly the simmer pot. We can smell the amazing aromas. Okay. Now I'm gonna check and see if it does go to a simmer. A simmer is basically when it's just doing a little bit of bubbles, like a lot lower than this. This is not simmer temperature, as it's still kind of like boiling over. We want it to just be simmering. So I've put down the temperature. I'm gonna wait a few moments and see if it actually goes down, or if I need to put it at 4 or maybe even lower. We're going to see how it goes. So it seems that putting it at 3 seems to be the magic number for it to be at a simmer temperature. So now this is the magical part of your simmer pot. You just let it do its thing. Let it simmer for maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, maybe all the way up until bedtime. It's not recommended to leave it overnight because, you know, it's on the oven and you don't want to leave that unattended, as well as the water is going to diminish as per every hour. So once you see the water going lower and lower, you know, just refill it as necessary, and it's really about just letting the vapors kind of just spread out in your kitchen, spread out in your home, and really have that wonderful potpourri natural ingredients just filling the air. So at this point in your practice, you can do just perhaps light meditation, you can do prayer, you can do a chant, and you can do your spell work. You can declare your intentions, your manifestations, and you can create pretty much anything. So for myself, I'm doing it really simple. I'm just going to go into contemplation and just let the vapors kind of cleanse my aura, and I'm going to open all of my windows and try to dispel any stagnant, old, or sick energy that may have been trapped in my apartment since I've been sick, and just kind of just ask for health and vitality. So with these ingredients, you know, I'm going to infuse my intention in it, and then I'm just going to cleanse it and try to heal myself on an energetic level, and do a mild house cleansing at the same time. I will do many more videos on how to cleanse the house, especially doing this series for Kitchen Witchery. I'm going to be focusing as a kitchen witch, as a home witch, as heart witch, you know, just a lot of different innovative ideas on how to do protection, prosperity, and wellness, especially in the home. And you know, it's okay if you live in a high-rise building like myself, or if you're in the city. You know, we can always try to find natural elements and bring them into our home and try to have that connection with nature, even though we may not all have the luxury of living in a beautiful house in the suburbs or in the country. So this is the simmer pot. I apologize to you, my dear Stardust. I haven't been posting metaphysical videos lately. Like I said, I've been really ill, and trying to combat this, and as well as being busy working my part-time job, as well as running my spiritual business, Snow Owl Crystals. So in the new year for 2024, we're entering a very powerful year of the dragon. In Chinese astrology, it's going to be the year of the dragon. 2023 ending is the year of the rabbit, and now we're entering the year of the dragon, which is actually very significant, very powerful, very transformative manifestation year. And I plan to be more present, to be more interactive with my YouTube channel, because I'm very, very much passionate about creating videos for you, dear Stardust. So please stay tuned for more videos. They are going to be coming up in the new year, and to do more series on metaphysical content. I love doing research and then posting it in a montage video, so you have background information about esoteric topics, and as well as what my focus is all about, which is mysticism, kitchen witchery, as well as vibrational medicine, you know, and energetic healing. So if you have watched my videos thus far, that's what's coming up in the new year for 2024. Okay. So now I'm just gonna let this simmer, and I want to wish you all a amazing, safe, and beautiful holiday season. Whatever faith or religion you practice, I wish you peace and all the best. Health, prosperity, abundance, and joy. Happy Yuletide, happy Yule, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. All the best for the seasons to you, my dear Stardust. And I want to wish you in advance a very prosperous and happy new year. Let's make 2024 magical and amazing. So with that said, please leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Share with me some other types of simmer pot ingredients that you may have done this holiday season. I would really love to hear your thoughts, and see some different types of recipes would be great. With that said, remember, dear Stardust, everything that you're searching for is already within you. I want to wish you all a most excellent day or night, wherever you are in this big world. Until next time, planet people.